Thank you, Mr Acting Deputy Speaker. This year marks the centenary of the outbreak of the First World War. Next year will mark the centenary of Anzac. And as everyone knows in this chamber, a program has been put in place to provide small grants to people within our various electorates to pursue projects which seek to commemorate and illuminate the activities of the First World War, so that the younger generation can know exactly what the astounding deeds were of our forefathers and indeed foremothers in relation to the First World War. Geelong has a very significant history when it comes to the First World War. There were 4 people with Geelong connections who won Victoria Crosses during the First World War: Jacka, Percy, James Newland and Rupert Moon. Percy and James Newland won their Victoria Crosses defending the same ground in France at Lagnicourt. And there are similarities amongst all of those Victoria Cross winners. All 3 of those, Newland, Cherry and Jacka, all fought in the one battle at Pozieres. All 4 VC winners fought first at Gallipoli and then on the Western Front. And there is an intriguing prospect in looking at the history of those people about whether or not those Geelong VC winners actually met each other when they were in France and in the battle. Osborne House is another great example of the connection that Geelong has with the First World War. Osborne House is a beautiful historic building in Geelong. From 1913 to 1915 it was Australia's first naval training college, and from 1919, in the aftermath of the First World War, was a naval convalescent hospital for those who had received injuries during the First World War. And the Geelong Peace Memorial is the principal war memorial in Geelong. Was built after funds were raised through a public subscription after the First World War to commemorate those who had lost their life during the First World War. It is an important moment in our history. It goes to the core of Australian identity. It is something which we need to commemorate. I have set up a committee consisting of Rod McDonald, who is Geelong City Councillor, Bob Marmion, who is a local historian, and Brian Dunn, who is the Secretary of the Geelong RSL sub-branch, to look at applications for projects for this funding. But today I really make a call for everyone in Geelong who has an idea about how we can commemorate these events and how we can better explain them to a generation who live 100 years after, to come forward. Applications close on the 31st of May. We would love to see your ideas.